Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. During our mission to keep you apprised of developments in the Idaho versus Kohberger case, which was closed July of 2025, we have been notifying you of filings in Idaho versus Kohberger concerning the possible unsealing of the documents that were under seal from the public for the more than 2.5 years that the case was prosecuted. And some of our content relates to a related matter. The issue of Judge Marshall's entering of an injunction against the city of Moscow, which has enjoined, that means has legally prevented the city of Moscow from releasing certain information based on public records requests. For example, any items from the rooms where the victims were found, anything that had fluid on it. And the one item that people have been most interested in would be video or a photograph of the sheath that was allegedly found on the bed in Madison Mogen's room on November 13th, 2022. It is impossible to underestimate, in my opinion, just how important that piece of evidence was, leading to Mr. Kohberger being arrested as the sole defendant ever arrested in this case. He pled guilty in open court as he did in July, but the documents largely remain under seal. Over the course of the past few days, there's been some documentation that has been released in Idaho versus Kohberger pursuant to the third court order that Judge Hippler issued, asking for both parties' requests, their responses, their objections, their non-objections to 3 months worth of documentation under seal from the public, still under seal from the public today, that were published on the docket but under seal during the months of January, February, March of 2025. The defense filed their response. It is completely under seal for reasons unknown. The state of Idaho, however, filed their response. It is on the public docket. It is a multiple page document. It is available for you to review. Now, we're not going to go over every page. I wanted to go over some key information that has to do with the state requesting that Judge Hippler do the same thing that essentially Judge Marshall has done with respect to the public possibly never being able to see photograph, video of that sheath. The state's response to the court's third order regarding the sealed documents says, comes now the state of Idaho by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney and hereby responds pursuant to the court's October 16th, 2025 third order sealing parties' positions regarding sealed documents. The state identifies each document by date, by name, and by number as identified in the order, and subsequently provides the state's response to continued sealing in blue, and including any notice of non-objection as follows. If I could interject, the order that Judge Hippler entered, as the state is saying here, was entered on October 14th, 2025. Go to that document to read what the items are. Number 88, for example, is the March 31st, 2025 state's response to defendant's proposed jury questionnaire. And as the state is saying here in blue, the state has no objection to the unsealing of this item. So there's a lot of things in this group that deal with the trial. Submission, for example, of jury questionnaire information, and other related matters. But what I want to do right now is to go to a particular page here because it deals with evidence of photographs, video, and related materials secured by the Moscow Police Department. Please go down to page 12. The inquiry has to do with item number 152. The February 17th, 2025 exhibits continued to state's rebuttal to defendant's supplemental discovery response regarding expert witnesses. Now, this is filed on the 17th of February, 2025. If you would like to review it, when you see discovery, think evidence. That's what discovery is. When you see discovery propounded, served, that means from one side to the other, one of the parties is asking the other party to turn over evidence that is thought to be relevant to either the state's case or the defense's case that they feel is in the custody, possession, or control of the other side. Let's go down to this paragraph here where it starts memorandum decision. Memorandum decision granting in part plaintiff's complaint for a permanent injunction holding that the plaintiff, i.e. victim's immediate family members, privacy interest outweighs the public interest in disclosure. Related to photographs of the crime scene, the court stated the city must black out any area within the images, photograph, video, or other media that depict any portion of the victims and the red surrounding them. See attached States Exhibit 1, page 11, and this relates to Judge Marshall's October 1st, 2025 order that was rendered on that date. We have addressed these filings. This happened in Latah County. So here we see what the state appears to be endeavoring to do. And it's difficult because everything's under seal, but they're asking for any images to likewise be sealed from the public permanently if it depicts any of these things on it. So we're going to continue to monitor this situation. There is no other way that the public will be able to see these images from the first responders, in my opinion, if the court grants the state's position that Judge Hippler should do exactly as Judge Marshall has done. If you have any comments, any thoughts, any opinions, please leave them here. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.